It's Happy Hour again from Central City, New Orleans. Hello, I'm Grant Morris. Happy Hour is part of the family of shows on the podcast network. It's neworleans.com, brought to you today in part by the Pearl Wine Company, 3700 Orleans Avenue in the American Can Company building. They're open from noon till midnight every day, except Sundays when they close at 8 p.m. and also by Petite Pet Care, dog walking and pet sitting. Loving care when you're not there. For more information, you can check them out at petitepetcare.com or call them up at 504-300-9PET. If you're an iPhone user, check out the podcast app Swell. It's our favorite new podcast app. It's kind of like the Pandora of podcasting. It goes out and finds podcasts for you that you're going to like. It's really excellent, actually. It's called Swell. Check it out. When you walk into a bar in New Orleans and you pull up a bar stool, you never know who's going to be sitting on either side of you. What you do know is no matter what they look like, what they're wearing, whether they just got out of a limo or just got out of jail, they're going to be happy to talk to you because that's New Orleans and this is Happy Hour, a cocktail-fueled 60 minutes of random conversation with folks who have nothing in common. Other than we're all in a bar in New Orleans, in this case, Casa Borrega, which is a bar, a music venue, and also an awesome restaurant on Aretha Castle Haley Boulevard. You can check them out on Facebook and on Twitter, or you can just come down here and have a drink with us, or anytime you feel like it. My special guest here today, first of all, let's welcome Andrew Duhon back.
Hey, man.
He's been gone for a long time. Andrew Duhon is our Happy Hour troubadour who wanders around the world and then wanders back here once in a while for a beer. And what are you drinking today? Everyone's already tanked up on these coffee and cachaça drink.
It's coffee, right, and some cinnamon.
I've
had a few.
You've had 2 or 3 of those already.
Yeah,
last time we saw Andrew, he was walking out of here to go to the Grammys. How did it go at the Grammys, other than I know that you didn't win one?
It was nice. Taylor Swift was there.
How was she? Did you get to meet her?
No.
Come on. So what did you do there? Just get to watch the show?
Went, and well, the parties actually leading up to it were actually cooler than the Grammys themselves. Yeah. But no, it was great.
So who won the Grammy that you were up for?
Daft Punk.
Daft Punk. I hate that record. Don't you hate that record, Michael?
No, I like it.
You liked it? I think it's so overhyped.
A lot of people like it, Grant. Yeah.
I know. Everyone loved it. I was so excited when it came out. I thought I couldn't wait to hear it. I put it on. I'm like, what the hell is that big deal about
Listen
this?
again. You know, it's one of those
You think it'll grow
pieces
on me?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Michael. Hey, our special guest here today is Michael Patrick Welch among them. Michael is an author, a journalist, a broadcaster, teacher, and a musician. How about all that? And it all happens in one day, and it's all going to happen in the next hour. Michael's the author of 2 novels, The Donkey Show and Y'all's Problem, which is a wild Costa Rican love story that takes a wrong turn into the Gulf. Michael's also the author of the invaluable book, The Underground Guide to New Orleans, which I'm looking at right here. It's like an underground guide to New Orleans, basically.
Yeah, it's sort of sprung out of... I've been writing about music and art and whatnot in New Orleans for about 13 years, and it's really just a collection of all the things that I don't think get written about enough.
Right.
I don't necessarily know if it's, hidden things or things that are hidden, but things that don't get enough coverage. And it also is the first music-focused guidebook to New Orleans, so that it's like only got restaurants that have live music. And
really? So this is the sort of book you want to pick up if you're coming to New Orleans and you don't actually know anybody here, but you don't want to just get photos guide.
It has like a band directory that was originally designed so that you could walk up to a bank of flyers and open it up and look up the bands and see what they sound like.
So that's the key, because people
But now we're not allowed to post flyers.
Well, that's anywhere.
No. Well,
people still
some
do it,
people
though, don't
can
they?
have.
Do you put flyers up?
But it's
Andrew,
not free and expressive anymore.
You can't do it anymore.
Is that because people? If it's on your house, some nice people set up a thing on their house or their business. Like there's something on the side of the R bar where you can. There's something on the side of the R bar where you can post your flyers.
But otherwise, people
coffee shops.
Yeah, and DBA at their fence, they always still let people post flyers there. But I mean, there's like 88% less flyers.
But even if you just got the paper or whatever it's called now online, or you've got looked anywhere, people come to New Orleans and they expect to go to a club like you do in other cities, where there'll be a jazz club or there'll be a blues club or there'll be a rock club or some kind of music you like. But in New Orleans, it's not like that. All the clubs play different music, and if you don't know the band that you're going to hear, you don't know where you are. So that's a really great idea, is to have a band guide. It's a good thinking. The book is called New Orleans, The Underground Guide. Michael's also one of New Orleans' most valuable investigative journalists, writing the kind of intelligent and insightful journalism that is in short supply here in New Orleans. You can find Michael's work in Salon, Newsweek, and Vice, as well as in local papers like Gambit and Offbeat once in a while. Not very often, though.
I've been writing more for The Advocate lately.
Yeah, for a real newspaper.
Yeah.
Michael teaches a unique rap music class to public school kids in New Orleans. He's the frontman for a psychedelic rock band, The White Bitch. And he sings and plays guitar in a Prince tribute burlesque show. I don't think I've ever read that sentence in my life. A Prince
I don't know if anyone else
tribute
has ever done
burlesque
that
show.
besides us. Yeah. The Florida Tees, Trixie Minx. You know Trixie Minx?
Yes.
I'm sure she's been on there.
She's been on our show, yeah.
But yeah, it's her troupe, and several years ago we put together this live band. It was like a 10 or 11 piece live band with horn section and everything, and I sang and played guitar, and we played like 20 Prince songs, and had a routine worked out for each one. It was really popular.
That is cool.
We did
How often
Voodoo
do you do
Fest,
it?
and we did it at Bayou Boogaloo. We don't do it very often now, but
Has it got a name, actually?
it's just, Florida Tees has different theme shows, and
Okay.
that's just their Prince
Okay.
tribute show.
All right. You've also founded a new band, Lil Current, which is a harmonizational, which is not a word in the English
No, I
language,
made
right?
that up today.
Harmonizational vocal group. Did you write that?
Harmonizational.
Harmonizational
Sounds like
vocal
a
group.
Dr. Johnism.
It's described as sounding like the Carter family singing Sade songs. Did you write that as well?
Yeah.
Very good.
That's
so,
what I would like it to sound like.
okay,
It'd be pretty,
we're going to take a listen to the harmonizational
Yeah.
vocal group today. They're sitting behind you.
Yeah.
And if that's not all enough, by the way, it's your birthday today.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
And my bandmate Sarah Fontenelle of Lil Current, it's her birthday also.
So it's 2 birthdays in one day.
Yeah.
And you guys have got nothing
I'll
better
be
to do.
goddamn.
And Allison Fensterstock, the writer.
Yes, she's
for
a music writer.
She's today, and Lloyd, who runs Molly's and runs like all the Molly's bars. Scott Aegis, who does Jazz
Yeah.
Fest.
Right, he's been on
Dang.
our show as well.
Man, who else? There was like a
I
bunch.
saw on Facebook the video director Brian Bain.
Yeah, right.
It's his birthday today.
Where's the party?
Yeah.
tonight?
Whether you're looking at it.
Gasa Gasa, we're doing the rap game, which is that class that I teach, where we teach kids how to rap. We kind of do the same thing, but we do it in a bar.
Nice.
And,
You take school children into a bar.
No, but we play videos of the school children rapping for inspiration, and then adults, they drink and they write raps, and then they get up and they read the raps, and it's kind of a competition, and you win a bar tab.
Hey, that's
This
cool.
is
We've been
tonight?
doing it for many years. Yeah, at Gasa Gasa, it's tonight.
That's
From
good.
6 to 8.
And then you're playing at Gasa Gasa on the 9th of
Uh-huh.
February if you listen to
With
this
Lil
in
Current,
2014. People listen to the
And Mike
shows
Dillon.
back and forward all the time. So if you listen to the show before the 9th of February 2014, you can
Right.
go and check out Little Current. And we'll also hear them in just a few minutes right here. Bonnie McCliss is sitting across from me as well. Sorry it's taken so long to get to you, Bonnie. Did you know that was going to happen?
I am okay. I can't follow that act. I'm used to being the most eccentric one on the panel, and he's got it.
Really?
Yeah.
We don't know anything about you at all yet,
We're
though.
Well,
Let's see.
We'll let
I think this is-
everybody judge.
Let's
She's
see how.
being
Let's see
modest.
who's the most eccentric person. Bonnie McCliss is visiting us from her home in Nashville. She's in New Orleans for work. She's an internationally known evidential clairvoyant. I think you win hands down right there.
You think so?
Yes. Look, everyone's freaked out now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I paid them. To do
An
that.
evidential clairvoyant. Okay, I guess I should read another few words, should I, before I ask you what an evidential clairvoyant? Or
There's
should
a
I
lot
just
of,
stop
there's a
right
lot
now?
of adjectives in there, so you
Okay,
just
what?
pick one.
Okay, let's start off. I've only got 2 words into it. What's an evidential clairvoyant?
Evidential clairvoyant. Clairvoyant's clear seeing mediums that see things like in their mind.
I'm
and
scared looking at you now.
I know. I'm reading.
I need to put on. I need to put on
Yeah.
sunglasses.
I'm also a hypnotist. No, I am really. But evidential is when you can give evidence, proof with cases and stuff like that, so that you can prove that you're getting a little something from somewhere else and not, your local hairdresser.
So evidential clairvoyant means you can prove that you're actually talking to somebody on the
Yes,
side. It's
yes.
not just all made up and you're
yes.
not crazy.
So I get really
Okay, now we're
weird,
getting somewhere.
bizarre details from dead people. There's no way I could have known. So
okay,
sometimes.
well, it's your birthday, so you have to come and get a reading today while we're
He's
here.
throwing
gosh,
you to
Sarah
the
would
wolves.
love
Okay. I haven't even got past 2 words. Yes, Andrew has a question.
No, I just want to be.
You wanna be-
I want to be evidentially clairvoyant.
Okay. Okay, you're on. Okay, well, you've got a lot to do here today.
I get in 60 seconds. That's
Well, you could stretch it to 90 seconds if you like.
Thank you, Grant.
Okay, you're welcome. Bonnie is also a psychic medium and a certified hypnotherapist. Who certified you?
A hypnotherapist that knew more about it than I did at the
Okay.
time. Yeah.
Hypnotherapist as well as
Yeah.
Jesus, you're a scary person. Do you have a boyfriend or a husband or a
I
girlfriend?
have a
or something?
husband. He's a cop and a sniper and a hostage
course he
negotiator.
is.
So, yeah.
Oh, that's not true.
Yeah,
That is a show.
Seriously.
That is a
NCIS
television
Yeah.
show.
Yeah.
Oh, you're
NOLA,
right.
NCIS, yeah.
Yeah, I think I just won right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry,
You
You did
Michael.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't believe you were just trying to.
She set you up by saying she
Yeah.
wasn't eccentric and
I
you
knew
were
it,
such
I knew
a...
it.
Now, I'm not really as interesting as this guy, but
He calls himself white bitch.
I
How
am
can
a
compare with that?
clairvoyant, and I help my cop husband
Solve
bust
cases.
gangster
Yeah.
rigs.
Do you?
My
I hadn't
clairvoyance.
thought of that. Good point. Do you
Yes.
actually?
I have in the past, yes, actually. And I'm kind of a baby, can't watch scary
is such a
movies.
television
So
show right
it is. I'm working
Write
on
it.
that right now. The network's picked up on that. So, but got 3 kids.
You have 3 kids.
I foster 13 homeless children. No, I'm just kidding.
Do you have 3 kids? Is that
I really,
true?
I really do have
You
3
really do
children.
have 3 children.
I do. I have a almost 16-year-old, 12-year-old, and an 8-year-old.
How many
There
pets?
must be something in this sort of clairvoyant business. As you look like you're a kid yourself.
Thank you.
Doesn't she? Honestly.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was
You
going
have
to
a
say.
16-year-old kid.
I do.
I'm shocked.
I got living early. So.
Wow, you look
Yeah.
really young. I'm
Yeah.
shocked, actually. Bonnie's referred to by her clients as the life psychic because she's able to combine her intuitive skills with hypnosis. Now, this is too scary to read even. Spiritual healing and life coach skills to bring her clients literally life-changing results. Okay, you ready for this today?
I'm ready.
Okay. Do you want to have your life changed, by the way, Andrew?
Yes, I do, Grant.
Really? What's wrong with it?
Everything, Grant.
Yeah, that's true. As a medium, Bonnie communicates with both spirits and guides from the other side, receiving answers from heaven about areas people struggle with in their everyday lives here on Earth. Jesus. If you'd like to contact Bonnie while she's in case you're not going to listen to any more of this stupid show and you want to just get in touch with the psychic,
There you go.
you can find information about Bonnie on her website, psychicbonni.com, which is Bonnie without an E at the end of it.
That's right.
Psychicbonni.com. Or you can give her a call at this number. Write this down, 615-339-6943.
Do you have a jingle for that?
339-69.
I'm working on it. I bought a ukulele,
Okay.
so we're gonna.
You have a
we're gonna
ukulele?
rock it. I do.
We have 2. Everyone plays the music instrument
Oh,
here.
I haven't learned to play it just yet, but you know.
Well, you know how the jingle should go because we can work it out right now for you.
You know, do we? We have it.
Yeah.
It's a little ditty called "Thank You, More Please."
How's it
I'm
going?
pretty sure you could have a 4-part harmony jingle to this before we leave here.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna have to commission some people around this
Let's
table.
do it now. Who's
That's
got
right.
Andrew? Where's the guitar?
Mine is still
You're
cased
still in the
up,
case.
but,
Is yours out here?
My
Michael?
guitar? Yeah, it's right
Wait.
behind there.
Drag it over. Let's see if we can.
I
do
was
it.
just thinking that something that's great about you learning an instrument is that you already know whether you're going to excel at it.
Really, that's interesting. Oh no!
No, you have
really?
to play the guitar.
I was gonna say
No, she hasn't learned to play the guitar yet.
no, and I don't have a song on
you
me.
could
I hate
start.
I
to
thought you had it
disappoint.
all figured out.
No,
What do you
I'm in
want?
the
What,
process.
what did you say it's going to be called? Thank you.
Thank you, more please.
Thank you. More, please. You don't have any idea how that's going to go. though.
Well, I can't. Well, I know how it's going to go. I teach workshops and stuff like that, and I help people understand. Yeah, this is going to sound a little grandiose, but I'm going to go with it. Universal concepts about what you put out is what you get back, and so you either got people that are going for gold, or you have people that are martyrs and don't want to try, or you have one person. They usually end up on one end of the spectrum. So
there's 2 types of people in the world:
they're
people who go
pretty
for
much, yeah,
and people who don't.
Yeah. So anyway, I teach workshops to kind of to help people become balanced and to just only focus on the things that they want out of life and not be so self-deprecating. So we wrote a little song about it to drive the point home. So
it. Who wrote it?
I came up with the idea and some of the premise, and then my assistant has a son who actually writes music because you don't want me doing that stuff.
Okay, but we can't hear it because.
No, you're gonna have to have me back, Grant.
Okay, well we can do that. Well, you can tell me. Are we going to have you back?
Yeah, this is great.
Okay.
String section.
Yeah.
Let's ask some stupid questions right off the bat. Can you really see the future, or that's a whole different thing from?
No, psychic and medium is different. Psychic
Yeah.
is seeing the future, and it's really interpretive. It's not like TV. Okay, I mean, it's clairvoyant, see a bunch of images, and we string it together to make some sense. But the best that we can. So it's a template. Nothing's 100%. Medium is communicating with people that have passed away, and it's like charades. Yeah, I do this all the time. I set up in like a gallery or an audience setting, and just kind of tune in, and then you have literally dead people jumping up and down, pick me, and I'm on the hot seat, so I usually go with the loudest dead person, and that's just kind of how it goes.
Charades.
Yeah, charades.
You mean charades with dead people?
Charades, they'll show you pictures, and they'll give you words,
You're,
but they don't
what are
lay
you
it out.
seeing are you seeing actual people like sitting around here like
That's a
human
good
beings?
question. Sometimes, but it's quick, and they're more likely to show you like a whiskey bottle and tell them your name's Harold, or it's very, very fast. So it's not what people think.
But
though.
then you're not crazy.
No. Do you want to hear an interesting story about being crazy? They thought I was crazy when I was younger, and they brought me to a counselor, and the counselor said, "Oh my, your daughter has multiple personality disorder," and they institutionalized me for schizophrenia. Not crazy, really, but it's what it looks like.
That's easy to say that in a sentence. They institutionalized me for schizophrenia.
Yeah.
What was that? How old were you?
When
at
you're
that?
on the other end of it, you can say that. Just
But
you know, laugh about
how
it.
old were you?
I was 12.
And they put you in an institution,
Yeah.
meaning what? A mental hospital.
Yeah, because I had a lot of imaginary friends, and
You
it's
just
just not
needed
so
Ritalin is
cool.
all.
Yeah, I just needed some
Well,
of those
that's a
drugs.
good. Did they give you drugs?
They did, and
And
it was
did it make them
actual-
go away? The imaginary people.
I kind of blacked out after that. So, no, but it was an actual doctor that found my case and going, "Honey, you're not schizophrenic, you're psychic." And I said, "What's a psychic? What is that?"
What
So-
state are we in at this point?
What state?
What state of the country?
What state of the country?
Yeah, where were you locked up at?
Las Vegas, Nevada. It gets better.
That's a strange place, right? Yeah.
That's where I grew up. Yeah, it was weird.
Have you seen Drop Dead Fred?
I have. That was my life in a nutshell. I like you. Nobody else knows who dropped dead.
Snowface! Snowface! Wake up! Cobwebs!
Yes. I
Have
love
you seen that,
Oh
Michael?
yeah, of course. Yeah. it's
Cool
great.
people in this room right
The
here.
cool people have seen
That's
Drop
right.
Dead Fred. What is it?
Drop Dead Fred? It's a girl who could see Fred when nobody else could. His imaginary. Her imaginary
Did you
friend.
start off? You start off with an imaginary.
I did. I got kicked out of preschool for pushing little boy off the chair because I had to have my friend sit there.
For your special.
My poor parents. I was not an easy child. So
Well, they had you in locked up when you were 12.
Yeah, so
I
we're
wouldn't feel
even.
sorry. Yeah, really. Wow. Wait. So a doctor came along in the mental hospital
Yeah.
and said, "You know what? This kid's not crazy."
yeah, down the road, doctor.
She's psychic.
Yeah, because most kids aren't. That was a ridiculous thing anyway. But yeah, they kind of read into it and went, she
But-
doesn't fit it.
But
Is
you
she
didn't know
psychic?
what psychic was.
No.
How did they explain? Who was the person who told you what a psychic?
It was a doctor. She very, very, very carefully and gingerly just told me, there's things that you can see that other people can't, and that's just the way it goes. And if you don't know that it's any different, if you don't know, my son, I have an 11-year-old, and he about a year or so ago, he said something about the colors around people, and I said, "Stop the clock. You see colors around people and you didn't tell your mother? She's a professional psychic. That's kind of pertinent information." And he goes, "Well, I didn't know everybody didn't see colors around people, and that's just how it goes."
Is it inherited?
It is.
So who did you get it from?
I have no idea. They were all institutionalized and alcoholics. So I really don't know.
Trying to make the colors go away.
I guess so.
Well, that's kind of strange
yeah.
that you talk to dead people, but you don't know which of the dead people you inherited this from. You think
It
that'd be
is.
the
It's-
first thing to
it's-
find out?
It's a cruel irony. No, it's just
Cruel
something,
irony.
Yeah,
It is.
Nobody wants to talk about it in my family, but it's something you have to cultivate. I do a lot of psychic training because everybody's got some of this juice going on, and
Can you see? What do you see when you're talking? Apart from freaking me out by looking at me across the table.
do you
What-
you don't really know that question?
Do you see different stuff when you look at us?
I do if I'm on that level. I'm here talking to you guys. If I would just kind of tune in, I'd start.
But you
to
don't.
get-
But you don't have to.
I don't. I
It
don't
doesn't
have
crash in on you all the time.
Sometimes it
So you're not
does.
looking at Michael seeing him
saying, "Oh,
die in a fiery bike crash or
yeah, no, not at
nothing.
all."
Michael, do you believe in this stuff?
I actually have the opposite problem where the
people talk
opposite
to you.
the opposite gift where I have an inability to see things that everybody else can see.
Nice.
Well put. Were you working on that?
What do you mean in my mind?
Yeah,
while
on
she
that
was
line?
talking?
'Cause
I
that's
guess-
really
I guess
clever.
So, I guess so.
That's a good
Yeah.
line. That's very funny. Hey, listen. What we should do is, I didn't catch your name again. I know it's your birthday and everything. Sarah, do you want to come and talk to Bonnie for a second, and then we'll have a song?
Yes.
Because I thought it'd be good to meet you first. So Sarah, come and sit over
That's a
here.
great idea.
I'm gonna make
You want
Bonnie.
to trade? Here, trade with me.
That's okay. Just come sit over here.
Oh, okay.
Oh, this is the best birthday.
You are so
Well, happy birthday, Sarah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Let's just Andrew, can you just put her mic up a little
Yeah.
tiny bit there for her? No, just put her mic up.
Oh, hers. Yeah.
Yeah. So we can.
Roger.
Yeah, that's it. Cool. Thanks. Okay. All right. So we're going to give you like a couple of minutes, like 180 seconds. How's that?
You are killing me. Okay, so the way that this works, if you have an area that you want to ask me a question, or I can just start popping off with what comes through, and you do have some spirits that are hanging around you, so we can go there if you want to.
Yeah.
And I will do my best to kind of get it reined in. And how long?
We've still got another
Still counting.
90
Still got 50
seconds.
seconds.
That was nothing.
No. Okay. So the first thing that comes through, there is a woman and she has like a lot of 20s vibe to her, and I don't even know if you can validate her this or not. And it's kind of coming right down the way through you, like in the way that your art or the things that you're connected with. Does this make any sense to you?
I'm not sure,
Okay.
possibly.
Okay.
1920s vibe. So I'm just trying to think of how old this particular relative I have in mind would have been at that time.
I don't even know if it's a relative, sweetheart. It's just
Oh.
somebody that, like, you're obviously a musician, but she's just somebody that, like, influences your art. And that's the first thing that pops off with you. And so that's interesting. So ask me a question, like anything that you want to focus on.
Okay. What about...
Ask it into the microphone. Sorry.
Ooh, question.
And I'm under, like, a time clock, and this is
Yeah,
so
this-
weird.
I'm
No,
under
no, we can.
pressure, too.
It's
I'm like,
rough,
okay.
you know.
Do you see anything in terms of my immediate family?
You mean that have passed, or
No,
like the
maybe
current?
future.
Rain it down. Give me a family member.
Someone who's
You
almost
guys
dead?
Kill me. Yeah, yeah.
Maybe my husband and I, maybe
She wants to know if there's going to be like a third
an addition,
or an addition,
to the
a
family
baby.
anytime
Yeah.
soon. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. I don't know if you're really pre-planned or what. I do see an addition to the family, but it's not. I'm not picking up on it right now. So if
Okay.
you're pregnant, I'm not getting it.
No, I'm not.
All right,
so
girl.
that's-
Good. Yeah.
no.
That's good. You guys are like really artsy people. What is?
My husband is a musician.
Okay, I was like,
Yeah.
you guys have got to come to Nashville because we do musicians really well.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I have a completely normal day job, and I just started singing with this band. It's my first band that I've ever sung with. But
Except for the Prince tribute
Oh, yes,
band.
I'm
she
in
was
the
the
Prince
back. That's where
tribute
how
band.
me and
That
Sarah
is
started singing
awesome.
together.
So
She was a backup
awesome.
singer in the Prince tribute.
and then Michael eventually gained trust in my abilities and asked me if I would join this group. So yeah,
That is very.
I won't mention the time you turned my mic off at the first show that we did.
I don't
covering
remember
Prince
that.
songs.
I don't remember that.
It's funny with people because especially when we first start off, it's really broad, and it takes me a few minutes, and then we start kind of moving the juice because I have to interpret what in the world they're showing me. But with you, there's people that fall in different like categories. Literally, I think there's like 12, and some people they have that strong artistic, creative vibe. Okay, and so I don't know if you're breaking into that. Yeah, well, you are with White Bitch, so you're obviously moving and shaking in that area. But that's the first thing. So, do you work with kids, or are you a teacher?
I did for a very long time. I have a degree in developmental psychology.
Yeah, you're coming to the dark side now. You're going left brain, right brain. Here I
Yeah.
come. That's right. So
Yeah.
they show a lot of that, but just watch for a lot. Like the flapper dresses are going to start breaking it. No, I'm just teasing. I'm just teasing.
I could wear one of those.
Yeah. So I feel like the artsy side is going to keep coming up
Okay.
more and more and more. And how could you not be married to the man that you're married to?
That's true.
Yeah, I can imagine being married to a musician. I'll take the sniper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, there we
It's kind
go.
of the
Thank
world's
you.
only response.
Very
as a
nice.
I don't know if we clap.
Okay,
Yes.
let's take a listen to some of the artistic side of your life here. Okay, this is the vocal harmonization group. You hear that sort of humming sound?
Harmonization.
Harmonization. Called Lil Current. Lil Current.
Lil Current.
With a U. Current. So these are original songs that you guys wrote?
Yep. We have about 8 or 9 original songs. We just started this year, kind of, but we've been working on it for about a year before we. Yeah, gosh, seems like we practiced for about a year before we ever played our first show. We're just starting to play our first shows now. The Sunday thing at Gossa Gossa is kind of going to be our first big show.
Breakout show. So here we go. This is the first time anyone's going to have heard this then.
Sort of, yeah.
Pretty much.
More or less.
Yeah, all these. You can just drag any of these mics around. So what are you going to play?
This song is called Secondhand Smoke. This is our most sort of a cappella one. Yeah. Okay, you can hear it. You ready?
Can you hear the bass?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can. secondhand smoke. Bow, ba-da-da, bow, bow, ba-da-da, bow, bow, ba-da-da, bow, ba-da-da, bow, bow, ba-da-da, bow, bow, ba-da-da, bow, bow, ba-da-da, bow. If I were to break down and hire an actor who would play me, I know my desire to call history a lie has much delayed me. Indeed, no, I do not exist to quench your thirst for repetition. No, they say that history repeats and repeats. By now I'm begging for some collision. Oh, I say, barrels where it's at, motherfucker house cat. Ba-bow, ba-da-da, ba-bow, ba-da-da, ba-bow, ba-da-da, bow, ba-da-da, ba-bow, ba-da-da, ba-bow, ba-da-da, ba-bow, ba-da-da, bow, ba-da-da, ba-bow, ba-da-da, ba-bow, ba-da-da, ba-bow, ba-da-da, bow, ba-da-da, ba-bow, ba-da-da, ba-bow, ba-da-da, ba-bow. Indeed, no, I do not exist to quench your thirst for repetition. No, they say that history repeats and 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 repeats.
Nice.
Yes. Wow.
Thank you.
That was really great. Andrew, what do you
Great.
think?
That was great. Yeah.
Bonnie?
That was amazing. I strive to do that with my ukuleles.
Thanks.
Yeah. That's really cool. You wrote the song yourself, Michael?
Yeah.
I wrote down this the line from the chorus. I do not exist to quench your thirst for repetition.
That's great.
Thanks.
That's a great line.
I feel that.
Thank you. Yeah.
That's the story of your life.
Trying to do something. We're trying to do something original. That's what it means.
This is original.
Thank you.
This is pretty unusual, this sort of
Yeah.
band, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's actually really hard to find the people to do it also.
Yeah.
You know, it was something I wanted to do, and I happened to, you know, I had wanted to start a vocal group, and it, after a very long time, ended up with the Smith brothers here, and they have been singing together since they were young. So
You should introduce
they've kind of
everybody, the Smith brothers.
Yeah. Kelly Carlisle Smith. This is Rowan, who is also known as MC No One. He's a rapper, local rapper, who's really amazing. And Sarah Fontenelle, who, like I said, I knew for a long time just as a friend, and talked her into doing the Prince tribute thing with us with Florida Tees, and she just happens to have a natural knack for being able to sing. So, and has never, really done it before.
But you do all these things. You're a writer.
Yeah.
You write novels.
Mm-hmm.
You write this guidebook.
Right.
You write a lot of journalism, investigative
Yeah, a lot.
stuff
Well, that's my
that's got a lot of
job,
work.
so.
That's your real job, and you're in a couple of bands, and now you've started this. How do you? And you have a kid
Yeah.
called Cleopatra.
Yeah.
Why did you call your kid Cleopatra?
What's that?
Why did you call your kid Cleopatra?
Well, actually, my wife is an artist, Morgana King, and she also helps run the Arts Council. And she had always wanted to go to Egypt, and she had like sort of this fixation on Egypt. And right after we found out she was pregnant, she got offered this artist residency in Egypt for like a month and a half, and she was like, "Oh damn, I can't go." And then we started talking about it, and we were like, "Well, you're definitely not going after, you know." So she just went, like when she was pregnant, and then while she was there, she just got that idea in her head that she was going to
Because
name
of course.
baby Cleopatra.
Perfect. Nice.
'Cause she'd
What if
been
it was
to
a
Europe,
boy?
I don't know.
Ramses.
I mean, I think maybe by then we might have known
was a
that
girl.
it was a girl or something. Yeah, maybe.
How old is Cleopatra?
She's 4.
And what does she think about being called? Do you call her Cleo for short or anything?
Yeah, Cleo. Yeah, she's more of a Cleo than Cleopatra. Yeah, but
Must be a tough name at
So
school.
far.
she's not at the age yet where she would realize. I'm sure that somewhere down the road I'm gonna have to face like how she feels about her name. You know, she'll start calling herself Sarah or something.
Or Jim. What gave you
Not
that?
Cleopatra anymore.
Why did you come
Dad.
up? Why did you want to start a harmony vocal band like
You
this?
know, I was in that St. Cecilia's gospel choir, and we played at Preservation Hall, and a lot of my good friends in that, really talented people, and it was like a bigger group with Helen Gillet and Clem Majan and a bunch of people, and they were doing like traditional music, you know, like music that would be at Pres Hall, and then after we did that, they pared it down to like 5 different people, and I really still wanted to do it, but not, traditional music. I wanted to do some kind of, original style of, they're awesome, and that I think they changed their style a lot after that too. But it just gave me the idea. Being in that, I was like, oh, I'd really love to do that again. But then it's quite a hard thing to meet people who can do what these guys.
How did you find New Orleans? Where could you live if you weren't living here? Where could you? Where else in the world could you do all this?
Yeah. Oh gosh, and that thing that we're doing Sunday, Mike Dillon is gonna play with us. Like, and he came over last night. I keep thinking about that in terms of like, where else would you live where some like world famous musician you can just be like, hey, I'll buy you pizza, come over. And and Mike Dillon played with us all night last night. It felt like, damn, wow, definitely that wouldn't have happened somewhere else like me, where I can just be like, hey, world famous guy who plays 300 shows a year. Yeah.
What are you trying to do? Do you want to just keep doing this? Are you trying to be famous yourself at something? I mean, is that the goal?
I don't know. No, I don't know. Right now, I just am working and working and working. I just see it as all,
Well, Bonnie, what do you think about that? You're saying, do you have to really put your mind to something to make it?
Or be really desperate.
Yeah, but I mean, all these things that
You're
you
really
can,
desperate,
but
you can
do,
really make it happen.
But you can do all these things well. You're a really great writer. I mean,
Thanks,
you've written some
thanks.
really great stuff, especially lately about the whole noise ordinance and stuff.
Yeah,
the stuff
thanks.
that's on Vice, and I'm sure your novels. I haven't read the novels actually, but are they good too? Yes, thumbs up from the Smith brothers.
Yeah. Both
They
of
are.
them, I think both of them are good, but one's kind of upbeat and the other one's really almost morbid or something. So it's hard to say that it's like, wow, it's really good, 'cause it's kind of really depressing.
Well, you've got both
But the
those out of
other
your
one
system.
is-
You've got the morbid one out and the upbeat
Yeah.
one out. Now you can write
Yeah.
the great American novel.
Yeah.
But are you trying to? I mean, you have all these things you can do, and you obviously can write songs and sing. Most people would be happy if they could do any of these things. Well,
I
I'm
actually
serious.
don't know how. Yeah, I don't.
So what are you doing today? Do you wake up in the morning and
I write
Have
for
you got-
probably like 4.5 or 5 hours a day, and then I teach at 3 every day for 2 hours. That little rap class with the kids. And I come home and put my daughter to sleep. Or we have band practice. We've been having a lot of band practice lately.
I have a question for you with the book, actually. So I know that you're like plugged into the scene. You're a prime candidate to find, the little niches and the dark corners that the locals find after they really spend their time doing it.
Yeah.
But as you see the kind of beaded people walk from Bourbon Street into the Maroney and start to infiltrate, and then you write something like this, and do you feel like you're sort of opening the box to show people the darkness, but then it's gone?
I do feel that way a little bit, but like I said, I definitely, in my heart, the reason I did it was for people who aren't getting the for lack of a better term, advertising too.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like some of my favorite musicians and Ratty Skirvix and all the, like so many of those Ninth Ward musicians. And since the time that I first started doing it, it does seem a lot less like all that stuff needs publicity.
Right.
Because it does seem to be overflowing in some way, but still there's nobody at a lot of people's shows, and it's not like the people from the Saturn Bar are getting rich because the Bywater is gentrified, so I like striking a blow for those people, and in Gambit and whatnot, it's just the same. It's a lot of the same. So I'm just trying to give like media coverage sort of to other things.
Yeah.
And at the same time, we put the essays and interviews and stuff. It's very personable, but the big reason was like for the people that are being written about. That's really the main.
I also think, though, if you're the kind of person who's coming to New Orleans and you make an effort to go and get a book like this, you're the kind of
You're
person
right
who
kind of
needs,
folk.
you're the right person to go down to the Ninth Ward or to go into the Seventh Ward or something and find this. Because I remember when I came here as a tourist first, I didn't know anything existed. I thought there was just the French Quarter.
Well, it's
You know, you
to
don't
be
know
earned,
anything.
you know. It's not to be
Yeah.
in the travel guide section of your hotel, you know.
But I would have loved to have found something like this where you can. I mean, I think people listen to our show and they tell me too that they hear something like on our show that
Yeah.
you know, you don't hear it. There's no place to hear this unless you come here.
Mm-hmm.
So that kind of does. If you're looking for it, it's here. It's called the New Orleans Underground. What's it called? New Orleans, the Underground Guide.
Yeah, it used to be
With no
you,
colon.
It used to be with UNO, and then I sold it to LSU. So this is the first.
You switched
version from
universities.
LSU, yeah. And so they redesigned it and they really made it really awesome. It's got like 40 new pages of interviews and essays and.
Can you get it online, or do you have to buy the book?
Absolutely. No, it's
It's
on
a-
Amazon and.
But I mean, no. But I mean,
National.
can you get an online version, a digital version of it, like on Kindle
I know
or
you
something?
can get Kindle, yeah.
So you can buy a Kindle version of
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Underground Guide as well. Okay. Hey, Andrew, you want to play something?
I'll play something. Got to grab the guitar though.
Okay.
So,
Well, why maybe before we
Well, I
might
can
get
borrow
you.
a guitar.
Okay.
Thanks.
It's
Why
in
don't we?
tune and
Why don't we make Bonnie talk about your life as well then?
I would
before
love.
you
I would love that.
Okay. Poor Bonnie, I know.
Poor
Bonnie, you want
Bonnie.
another one of these drinks? It's,
Yeah.
what is it we're drinking today? Some sort of coffee with cachaça in it.
I don't know. Vegas has nothing on you guys.
Is that yours?
Yeah, that's mine.
Can
I'm
I
still eyeing it.
refresh,
You,
or you're
welcome,
good?
no, you can have it.
Oh, okay.
Do you want another one, Andrew?
I mean, I feel like I had two more than everyone else, so I should probably.
Well, we got a whole thing of them
I'm
here.
having this
Hugo
thing.
keeps
It's
making
so
them for us. You guys help yourselves to this coffee drink as well. So, okay, Andrew, what would you like to know about your future life or your past?
Is love or art more important?
That's a great question. And I don't know how many people out there believe in past lives, but they're there. Cleopatra.
So it doesn't matter whether you believe it or not, really.
It's happening. Love or art, I could be philosophical with that. You are who you are. It's like Michael. He's just decided to follow his dream, because the ladder is too scary. The slowing down it's just not an option. You're just going to keep going. And that's why he can knock out so many things that he's done, because he's just going to keep following what he loves to do anyway. And that's your gift too, obviously. 2 peas in a pod.
You haven't heard a song yet.
Yeah,
No.
I know. I know, but it's just your
let me take that back.
You're just a lover of all things. But seriously, it's where people get tainted and jaded, and that's when they start, moving backwards and attracting things into their life that they don't desire to have. So,
Is
What
there
about
anybody-
that? Yeah, sorry.
No,
go.
you can-
No,
no,
I
you
was
go.
going to say what about Andrew particularly. Can you be jaded and still enthusiastic about life?
I think so. I
nothing
think
personal.
it's a motivator. I think we don't exactly grow when we're laying on the beach with our cocktails. So I think when you're jaded and things happen to you, especially through love, it comes out in art. So I don't believe in accidents, and I think that one plays into the other. The trick is to not become lopsided and let that jaded keep you in a man cave eating TV dinners for the rest of your life. So. I love it because people will ask me really broad questions. They'll come into my office and say, "Tell me about love." And I'm like,
Right.
oh dear.
Yeah, mine was a little broad. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and
Well,
so
I
I
could
said,
do better.
you'll have some. It's from the cat. So.
What about dead people?
You have some. No, dead people around you. There's so many here. I'll tell you how dead people start to come through. They give you the family tree. They'll show you maternal line or paternal line. And the ones that start to kind of shimmy forward for you are coming through the paternal line. And so they don't come out and say, "Hi, this is your father. Hi, this is your grandfather." They just kind of break it down. Again, hard to do in 60 seconds. Thanks, Grant. But that's the ones that are kind of stepping forward. You don't have, she had more juice with that than you did, but you do have some folks from on the paternal side, which we could keep going.
Sure.
Oh, keep going.
Yeah.
Going.
Yeah.
Yeah, specifically your father's side. And so if there's a younger male on your father's side. When I say younger, I mean not like old grandpa guy.
Okay.
Okay. And I don't think it's your father. I don't think it's your father coming through, but it's somebody on your father's side. And so I know that's broad.
I'm pretty bad with birthdays and relatives, but let me think.
Well, when you talk about evidential, you have some sort of
It does, and in
Proof
this setting, in this setting, it's kind of like I'm doing so many things.
We're putting
it's
on
hard
on the
to-
spot.
Yeah, it's a little bit mean.
It's got a
but-
lot of you got the New Orleans juice coming in. So if we had it in like Bonnie's lingo and I kind of tune in, it just goes. So this is a little trickier environment.
You
but-
should play her the song and then.
That's a
you should
really
read
good
it.
Okay.
idea,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
That's
Because then she probably will.
Because
actually,
I swear,
she
when
can
you
tell
were playing
all
the
kinds of
song,
different
I was
stuff.
like, what kind of colors must be coming off of you like
Yeah.
in this song, you know? That's what I was thinking.
That's true.
So I'm trying to play new songs every time I come in, and it's been a while, but like it haunts you, and you got all these like. I feel like if I was Tom Sawyer whitewashing a fence, instead of like doing one post at a time, I'm just like dotting each fence, and then I come back and I got like 70%. But anyway, here's a new but ish. It's getting there. Southern moonlight, just enough wine, seem to have a way to make you do the things you do. And you and I couldn't fight the current that night. What a foolish thing to do. In the Mississippi River, holding on you. Love was still young, when our love was still true. In the Mississippi River, holding on you. I did my best to keep you warm, but there was nothing I could do. You left your rings somewhere on the shore, and I went back the next day to look around for. Oh, but it's no use. They're downriver somewhere, along with our memories. In the Mississippi River, holding on you. Love was still young, when our love was still true. In the Mississippi River, holding on you. I did my best to keep you from the cold. There was nothing I could do. When I close my eyes, I can feel that river water rushing through my feet. When I close my eyes, I can feel your shivering body holding on to me. Oh, holding on to me. In the Mississippi River, holding on you. Love was still young, our love was still true. In the Mississippi River, holding on you. I did my best to keep you warm, but there was nothing I could do. Thanks, y'all.
Well, that's an uplifting little song for happy hour, Andrew.
Are they ever uplifting, Grant? Come on.
Well, yeah, some of them are. Yeah, some of them are very. Come on. Girls from Foreign Countries, that's a very
that's a fun one,
funny
yeah.
song. So does that person die in that song?
No.
Did you get that impression, Bonnie? You're looking at me like I'm crazy.
No,
You thought that too?
I heard a relationship die.
Right.
that's why I was thinking
Relation-
that whole lover art was a trick question. Because they kind of just do this, they just kind of intersect it. Obviously, even
It's
through
good
their
you
music.
passed. That was a trick question.
Yeah, that was a total trick question.
Was that a story, a
didn't
song
fall
about
into
a thing that really happened to you?
Why let the truth get in the way of a good story?
song,
Grant,
yeah, really.
You know?
I agree. Did you feel the temperature drop in here during that song? Or was it just me?
I think the heater turned
I
off.
think
Is that
the
what it
heater's
is?
heat on.
I thought it was the song. It was like so chilling that everybody, that it just got colder. Bonnie, what did you see when he was singing that song? What do you see when you go to?
Do you really just want to know? You know, you just kind of lay it out there. You know, it's interesting, and you know, again, you know, it is what it is. But it's interesting even just to see the two, you know, polarities between the two, you know, song and songwriters. And he's obviously there's so much new edgy qualities, taken everything that you've experienced and had
That's
influence
Michael
of.
you're talking to.
Yeah, Michael. I'm sorry. Yeah, Michael, and he's just putting all these influences together to make something new. It's like it's like dubstep, only better. And you know, and yeah.
Barbershop.
Andrew on the other side.
And Andrew, it's that soul. It's all that heart and soul. And it's all that. It's that old soul that you've got going on, and it's all coming out through the heart. That's why that was the trick question. But there's so much logic and thinking going on about the thoughts and life. I mean, you are the philosopher, obviously. And with you, and there's no like, you know, right or wrong, and you're just the new thinker. You're paving the new roads, and it's just such a cool thing to, you know, when people talk to me, or if I can hear them just sing or talk, it just starts to, you know, the wheels in my little mind start going off. So yeah, it's cool to see the difference. I'm thoroughly enjoying myself. So thank you.
Is your life happier than everyone else's?
Yeah, no.
It's got to be, surely, doesn't it?
You make your own happiness, and that's just kind of
Yeah, but we don't see. I mean, we're like stumbling around the dark compared to what you're doing.
Yeah, you'd think that, but no, I have to chase breadcrumbs just like. It's so much easier to look at Andrew or Michael and go, "Oh, I see, you got it all figured out. I see where you're going." And in my life, I can't.
You don't have anything figured out.
I don't even know what to cook for dinner. You know, I mean, no, it's crazy. That's not true. I have a strong faith base, and so I just trust that, you know.
What is your faith in?
Faith is just God, very spiritual.
Jesus.
You know, God, Jesus. I love Jesus.
Okay, come on now. Let's be serious for a minute. You know better than anyone. Is there a God?
There's a God.
You
I
know
really
that
do.
that's the evidential fact.
That's the evidential fact.
And,
You know,
and what happened that made you believe that so strongly?
You know, as a little girl, just seeing this stuff, I mean, and just seeing the love, honestly, really, the unbiased love and affection that pours out from your guides and angels, and, you know, the quality of relationships that come from the other side. It's not like what's around here. And so as a kid, you know, that's cool until somebody tells you it's not real.
Yeah, but now that you're all grown up and you can reason for yourself and you
Right.
can see, what makes you think that's all coming from one source, that there really is a God?
That's what it comes down to. It comes down to reason. And if I ask for guidance, or I ask for signs, or if I sit down with somebody and I'm, you know, talking about their life and they're going, that's right, Bonnie, that's coming from somewhere way beyond me. You know, and it just comes with so much love. I can't imagine that it be coming from anything other than a God source.
Just curious, like, you know, I'm not closing or shutting any doors here, but would you agree that it's just as likely that this could be the thing before you knew about microwaves or radio waves, and just another energy out there, right, that exists?
Right.
Because I buy that.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying I don't
Yeah.
buy anything.
Yeah.
Well, it's on the shelf, and I'm you know, window shopping.
Right,
But,
right. It's so interpretive, though. It really
Yeah.
is what it is to you. That's
Sure.
why, you know,
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah,
I
but
can't.
if it's evidential, it's not interpretive at that point. If you can,
Evidential is
Prove.
when I told the woman last week that her, you know, boyfriend that had passed away is stealing her lip gloss. That's evidential. That's not
I think we're going to have
interpretive.
to go back there.
Yeah.
One sentence. Her boyfriend, who passed away, is stealing her lip gloss.
Yes, absolutely.
Michael, that's a good sentence,
That is,
opening
yeah,
sentence
yeah,
for your
yeah,
next
yeah.
novel right there.
He
For
stole.
hers and her television
Yeah,
show.
Yeah.
the TV show.
Seriously.
What do you mean? How can someone who's dead steal anything, and why would it be lip
They
gloss?
can move stuff.
They
I
can.
mean, yeah, they really can.
Is
If
it
they-
stealing at that point?
I think I applaud their efforts so much. Like, who cares at that point? But yeah, there was a guy that showed up in one of my gala readings wearing a Speedo.
No, okay.
Yeah,
a
he's
dead
on-
person in a Speedo.
I swear. And he was on the swim team, is what he was trying to communicate to me. Of course, it took me a second to figure out what in the world, what gives. And then he showed me lip gloss. And see, I have to string all this together. It's very interesting. And I said, I got a guy here. He looks like a GQ model, and he's wearing a Speedo. Ring any bells? And took her actually a second. That's scary. And she said, I know who it is. And she did. She said she's been losing lip gloss left and right. She thought it was the dog eating it.
Well, there's two questions there. First of all, when we're dead, do we still look like this? Because that's very depressing to me.
You were so funny.
It's okay if you're a GQ model, but
You
what
were
about
so funny.
what about the rest of us?
You can look however you want to.
What?
Here we
However
go.
I want to.
Amanda just brought me into her apartment that she lives in, and we went upstairs, and I said, "Oh my, you got some dead people up in here." And I said, I go right in the kitchen, and she goes, "That's right, Bonnie. I've been hearing them knock around upstairs. That's exactly where it is." And I go, and before I could get the words out, I said, "I'm thinking they're either Jewish or Italian." She goes, "It's Italian." I'm like, how do you know?
It's always the Jews or the Italians.
The maid.
What's the punchline?
It's right. The punchline is they got attitude. And so the maid's been seeing them apparently. But yeah, there's this woman with high heels banging around. She was just there as clear as day. So when they have a strong intention or something that interests them, they seem to come through stronger. Like the guy with lip gloss, he was really invested.
Speedo and lip gloss, I don't know.
I can't make this stuff up,
Well, he is dead, so things didn't go all that well for him necessarily.
Yeah. He's got bigger
Why do we
issues.
look like? Well, that was my second question. Was what about animals? Do animals
They do.
have a future and past lives as well?
They do. I see them over there.
What's-
I've had,
What's up with all my dogs? Then?
Yeah, I was
Where
gonna
are
say,
they all?
They're all,
Where are my dogs at?
They,
Yeah. Can I get them back?
Yeah, no, they're all. I see them around people periodically, or I'll see them just kind of running around. But it depends on how good you are to the dog, I guess.
But do you see? Can you communicate with dead animals for real?
I see them. I don't know how much I would say I communicate with them. I get feelings with that.
Right.
I mean, I can give
It'd be
you.
more fun to communicate with live animals. I suppose.
You just hit the nail on the head. People ask me. I do a lot of equestrian readings.
Mr. Ed.
Yeah, Mr. Ed. People call me like, should I? Is this horse gonna win? Is this a good horse for me to buy? Yeah. Nothing's off the table with me. That's right.
Well, that's you're not really able to tell us what the horse can win. Are you at a horse race? Are you saying that for real?
No.
Okay, because that was going to be a whole. Turn the
See
mic
me-
off.
See
at
me
that
after
point.
the show.
Yeah,
Bonnie,
that was going to be a whole
right?
different
No,
conversation.
No, I've been trying to get the lottery numbers. No such luck.
You want to
play
hear
one
something?
more?
Yeah, let's hear one more song. You're just
Yeah,
going to say
yeah,
the same thing. What are you going to play?
You guys want to play? Yeah, that song.
Kelly's song? Yeah.
Kelly's song.
One time through and then we sing.
Oh, you mean at the beginning?
Yeah.
All right, one. Go ahead. You can count it off. Two. It's
Go
yours.
ahead. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. I'm glad I was wrong. I don't feel bad. It's just a voice in my head who's a low life, singing his songs every night. He is all mine. But every song is a rewrite. Dark side of the moon pie. We got a new sign, a sign of life inside. There's a cumulus cloud of a brain, and it's changing its shape once again. I held it once in my hand, till I thought that it would get in my way. Through all its curious forms, unfolding toward its return, 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 return. These talks are insane. It's a good time to sharpen my sights to this viewpoint. Lament of a young boy for his forgotten toy, with the creepiest eyes in the front lawn. Patina for so long, pulled off both arms and sunk in through the snow, through the hole in the side of his head, to the button you press to reset. Well, you alone were the best. Take a look at my head. Take a look at my head. I hope to see you again, 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 again. trend, beginning the song with the ending, and objects defy the design. But in the meantime, excavate your escape to the good life, never to hide or to fight for the grand prize. Abandon my every disguise. There's a cumulus cloud of a brain, and it's changing its shape once again. I held it once in my hand, but it never seemed to get in my way. Search your dreams from within, return again to begin again, return again, begin again, return again, begin again, begin again, begin again, begin again.
Wow. That's a hell of a gift to be able to sing like that, isn't it?
Fucking A.
Yeah. It's making like that last chord. Is it? How do you do that? Is that
Practice over. Yeah, yeah. It's really Rowan and Kelly. They really are the ones who know how to do that, and are programming Sarah and I to do it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well,
I heard-
these two write the tunes, and then
you have to come in a little bit? We only got a second.
these
here.
guys write the tunes, and
Right.
then I come in and organize the harmonies and tell everybody what to sing.
Nice.
Did you have you trained in that?
Years, yes, sir.
Ah, you went to school to do that. Yes, sir. No one's ever called me to the show, Andrew, one time.
Yeah, I sang in choruses my whole life and been doing this kind of music a lot, along with many other things.
He's an
But yeah.
awesome rapper. Like,
You're a rapper. What's your rapper name?
MC No One.
MC No One.
K-N-O-W-O-N-E. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Grant.
No, Sarah's way better. That's great. It's a time I got some respect around here.
Yeah, about
It's,
time.
it's time to get out of here, but anyone who wants
Yeah.
to buy this music can't do that yet, right? There's no
Nope,
place to get it.
We're just
It's
starting
brand
to get our
new.
head of steam. Yeah.
Right.
So.
But I bet you can catch it analog somewhere soon.
Yeah, we're doing that Gossa Gossa show on Sunday with Mike Dillon Band, and also King James and the Special Men,
Nice.
which are also, they play at BJ's every Monday night. So Jimmy from that band was asking me if he needed a passport to get to for rent, and I told him that he needed to get his inoculations, of course.
So you don't have a website or anything for this band yet?
No.
Do you have a Facebook page or something?
SoundCloud.
Yeah, we
Just-
put up a couple songs on SoundCloud today, but they're like rough demos.
Put them up
We're-
today, so
Yeah,
things
we're
are
gonna-
pretty.
we're gonna-
It's early on.
Yeah.
And what is the name of the band actually?
It's called Lil Current.
L-I-L.
Sometimes Lil
Current.
Current Vocal Club. Sometimes just Lil Current.
Okay.
Like Lil Wayne, Lil Current.
Well, we'll put a link on our website, it'sneworleans.com, to something. I don't know
Yeah,
what it'll be,
I'll
but whatever
send
you give it
I'll
to us,
send
we'll
you
put
the
it up.
SoundCloud page with a couple songs.
Okay, and put it on that. And Bonnie, anyone who wants a psychic reading, if you're listening to this before this weekend, which is February what dates will that be? Not 8th?
Yeah, I think it's I don't know, 8th. She's my assistant busy. I think it's today, tomorrow, all the way through Sunday. But the individuals are booked, but it's still got some workshops I'm teaching. So
Okay,
it'll
so
be
if anyone
fun.
wants to find that, they can best thing to do is go to psychicbonni.com, or just look
That's
on our
right.
website, it'sneworleans.com, where
That's
you probably
right.
got this podcast from, or
Absolutely.
probably didn't actually. So can find you while they're there, or can
Or
get
in
in touch with
Nashville.
you in
Yeah,
Nashville or
yeah.
beyond. You don't have to be in the same city, I suppose, to
No,
give someone a
I
psychic
talk
reading.
to people all over the world on the phone. So win-win.
So if you talk to someone on the phone, you can give them a reading just as good as sitting in a room looking at them?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
No.
Thank you very much. Andrew, you're the last person left at the table to call me sir, and then we'll have
No
to call
shot.
it today. Guys, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah,
Happy
thank
birthday
you.
to you too.
Yeah.
It's been a great birthday.
Yeah,
gift.
it has been.
We got
Thank
the
you.
gift as well. That's great for coming
That
here. Thank you
margarita
so
was excellent.
That's a great drink. And this coffee cachaça was good. Psychic Bonni McCliss, thank you so much for
Thank
joining
you.
me
This
as
was so
well
fun.
here.
I really appreciate it.
Are you going to come back?
Oh yeah, I love New Orleans. I'm gonna move in with Amanda.
Gee, I'm scared when someone who's psychic and can see the future says stuff like that.
Yeah, just teasing.
Are Andrew and I going to get killed in a car crash on the way home or what?
No, but I see a couple more of these coffees in your future.
All right, good.
Called it.
And Andrew Duhon, thank you so much for coming back to us.
Oh man, good to be
Good to
back.
have you back. That's Happy Hour for this week. Thank you so much for joining us. The producer of our show is Graham DePonte. Our associate producer and technical director is Chris Kehoe. Christian Owner is our music director, and the theme song that you're listening to was written by and is currently being played by Mitch Foreman. The fabulous audio quality of this show is brought to you in part by PreSonus Audio Electronics. PreSonus makes some of the best audio recording and live products, including Studio One music production software, Studio Live digital mixing consoles, Era Studio monitors, and much more. You can visit presonus.com for more information about that. If you'd like to be on our show, you can drink 2 or 3 of these shots of cachaça and sit around the table and still be upright now. Later, drop us a line. Our address is on our website, itsneworleans.com, where you can also check out plenty of other happy hour shows and other shows as well, including Out to Lunch with Peter Raschuti live from Commander's Palace, Mindset with psychiatrist Dr. Nick Pajic, True to the Game with Chris True and Tammy Nelson, Vietnam, our show about the New Orleans Vietnamese community with the Vietnamese Terry Gross, Kim Vu, and Midnight Menu Plus One with Margot Moss and the man who ate New Orleans, Ray Canada. You can keep up with us on Facebook, on Twitter, and a bunch of other time-sucking social media as well, and all of it we call It's New Orleans. You can find photos from this show and see what everybody looks like on our website, itsneworleans.com, and on Facebook as well. These photos are taken by the fabulous Douglas Engel, who's around here somewhere. If you listen to this on iTunes, Stitcher, or our favorite podcast app, Swell, or any other podcast app of your own, thank you for subscribing to our show. Take a moment to rate and review us if you wouldn't mind. That helps other people find us. Our show is recorded live today at Casa Borrega, which is a nightclub, a music venue, a restaurant, and an awesome hangout spot down here in Central City on Aretha Castle Haley Boulevard. You can find them on Facebook and Twitter as well. You can find them on Aretha Castle Haley Boulevard, more to the point. Happy Hour is a production of INO Broadcasting for itsneworleans.com. For Andrew Duhon, who's finally back, all of us around the table here and back at the INO office, thank you so much for joining us. Happy birthday to all the birthday people.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And we'll see you back here at Casa Borrega next time on Happy Hour.
Let's be honest, there are tons of ways to send money back home, and every company promises me the same things: good rates and safe transfers. That's why it can be overwhelming to choose a new way to send money. I switched to Remitly because I can track my money every step of the way, which means I know exactly when my mom will get her money. And with their extensive payment network, my mom can receive her money in a way that is more convenient and safe for her. You should check it out. Go to Remitly.com or download their app to get started. Remitly Inc. is a licensed money transmitter by the state of New York, California, Massachusetts, and other states.